Let me tell you about something happening inside your body right now that you can't see, can't feel directly, and yet may be quietly shaping how you feel every single day. It's called inflammation, and once you understand what it actually does, you'll never look at your plate the same way again. Here's the thing. Inflammation isn't the enemy. Not really. It's actually one of your body's most important survival tools. When you cut your finger or fight off a cold, your body sends a rush of immune cells to the area, and that flood of activity, the redness, the swelling, the heat, is inflammation doing its job. It shows up, handles the threat, and then leaves. That's the good kind. Fast, focused, and temporary. You'd be in serious trouble without it. But here's where it goes wrong. Sometimes that alarm never fully switches off. Instead of a quick burst that fades, your body gets stuck in a low, simmering state of inflammation that lingers in the background for months, even years. And this is the kind you need to know about, because this quiet, chronic inflammation doesn't announce itself. There's no obvious swelling, no single symptom pointing at it. It just hums away beneath the surface, slowly wearing on your body. And what does it actually do down there? Chronic inflammation is linked to so much of what we shrug off as just getting older. That constant low energy and fatigue, the aches in your joints, the brain fog and trouble focusing, the stubborn feeling of being run down. And on a deeper level, researchers have connected this ongoing, low-grade inflammation to many of the biggest chronic health conditions we worry about as we age, from heart issues to blood sugar problems and beyond. It's become one of the most important ideas in modern health, this slow, silent fire. So the real question is, how do you cool it down? And here's the frustrating part. The wellness industry has convinced everyone that fighting inflammation requires expensive powders, fancy supplements, and $100 superfoods. It doesn't. Some of the most powerful anti-inflammatory foods on the planet are sitting in an ordinary grocery store right now. And every single one of them costs less per serving than your morning coffee. So today, I'm giving you 7 of them. Cheap, simple, and genuinely worth it. And the one at number 1? It might be the most researched anti-inflammatory food in the world. It costs almost nothing, and there's a good chance you're already using it wrong. Stick around for that. Let's count them down. Number 7, humble oats. We start with the one hiding in plain sight in almost every kitchen. Plain oats. Not the sugary flavored packets, we've talked about those before, but plain, whole oats. A big bag costs next to nothing and lasts for weeks, which makes the price per bowl almost laughably small compared to a coffee. So why do they make the list? Oats are rich in a special kind of fiber, and that fiber does 2 things that matter here. It feeds the good bacteria in your gut, and a healthy gut is deeply tied to lower inflammation throughout the body. And it helps steady your blood sugar, which matters because those sharp sugar spikes and crashes are themselves linked to inflammation over time. So a simple bowl of oats in the morning isn't just breakfast. It's a calm, steady start that your body doesn't have to fight. Top it with fruit and cinnamon, and you've got an anti-inflammatory breakfast for the price of pocket change. Number 6, green tea. For the price of one fancy coffee, you can buy a box of green tea that'll last you weeks, and it earns its spot here easily. Green tea is packed with plant compounds called catechins, and one in particular has been studied extensively for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant effects. Think of antioxidants as the cleanup crew that helps mop up the kind of cellular stress that drives chronic inflammation. Now, I'm not going to tell you to give up coffee. I won't do that to you. But swapping even one coffee a day for a cup of green tea is one of the easiest upgrades you can make. It still gives you a gentle lift, minus the jitters, plus a dose of something your body actually thanks you for. Cheaper than the coffee it replaces, and quietly working in your favor. Number 5, frozen berries. Frozen berries are picked and frozen at peak ripeness, which means they hold on to their nutrients beautifully. And a bag of them costs a fraction of the fresh punnets, with none of the rushing to eat them before they go moldy. Per serving, they're cheaper than your coffee, and they last for months in your freezer. And they matter because berries get their deep red, blue, and purple colors from compounds called anthocyanins, which are some of the most studied anti-inflammatory plant compounds there are. That color is the medicine. Toss a handful into your oats, blend them into a smoothie, or just eat them straight. It's one of the most affordable anti-inflammatory habits you can build. Number 4. Leafy greens. Specifically, the cheap, sturdy ones. Spinach. A basic bunch of dark leafy greens costs almost nothing, and it's one of the most nutrient-dense things you can put on your plate. Dark leafy greens are loaded with vitamins, minerals, and a wide range of antioxidants and plant compounds that help your body manage inflammation. They're the definition of getting a lot for a little. And the beautiful thing is how easy they are to sneak in. A handful wilted into a curry or a stir-fry. A scoop blended into a smoothie where you won't even taste it. Piled into a sandwich or a bowl. You don't have to build a whole salad around them. Just get them onto the plate, cheaply and often. Number 3. Beans and lentils. Now we're getting into serious value territory. A bag of dried lentils or beans is one of the cheapest sources of real nutrition on Earth. And they're a quiet anti-inflammatory powerhouse. Beans and lentils are rich in fiber, which, remember, feeds your gut and helps keep inflammation in check. They deliver plant protein without the baggage that can come with heavily processed meats. And they keep your blood sugar steady and your hunger satisfied for hours. For so much of the world, humble lentils, a simple dal, a pot of beans have been a daily staple for generations. And it turns out that everyday, affordable tradition was quietly one of the healthiest habits going. This is comfort food that also happens to be working for you. Number 2. Ginger. A single knob of fresh ginger costs almost nothing and lasts for ages in your fridge. And it's been used for thousands of years, long before anyone had a word for inflammation, because people could simply feel that it helped. Ginger contains compounds that have been studied specifically for their anti-inflammatory effects, and it's especially loved for soothing the gut and easing everyday aches. Grate it into tea with a little honey and lemon. Add it to a stir-fry or a curry. Blend a small piece into a smoothie. It brings warmth and flavor, and it's doing real work while it does. It's the perfect example of the whole point of this video. The most powerful things aren't the expensive, exotic ones. They're the cheap, ordinary staples that have been right in front of us the entire time. Which brings us to number 1. The most researched anti-inflammatory food in the world. It costs almost nothing, and most people are using it wrong. Turmeric. That bright, golden yellow spice. It contains a compound called curcumin, and curcumin is one of the most heavily studied natural anti-inflammatory substances there is. Hundreds of studies have looked at it. A small jar costs less than a single coffee and gives you dozens and dozens of servings. But here's the mistake almost everyone makes, and this is the tip that makes all the difference. On its own, your body absorbs curcumin very, very poorly. Most of it passes straight through you. Sprinkling turmeric on your food and hoping? You're barely getting the benefit. The fix is almost absurdly simple and it's free. Black pepper. A compound in ordinary black pepper can dramatically increase how much curcumin your body actually absorbs. And it turns out traditional cooking figured this out centuries ago, which is exactly why turmeric and black pepper have been cooked together for generations. It was never an accident. So if you're going to use turmeric, always add a pinch of black pepper, and ideally a little fat like olive oil or ghee, which helps it absorb too. Golden turmeric in your curries, your lentils, your scrambled eggs, even a warm turmeric milk at night. Pennies per serving, and now actually working the way it's meant to. So there they are. 7 anti-inflammatory foods, and every single one of them costs less per serving than your morning coffee. Oats, green tea, frozen berries, leafy greens, beans and lentils, ginger, and turmeric with its pinch of black pepper. Notice the pattern under all of them. The foods that do the most for your body almost never come with a fancy label or a shocking price tag. They're the humble, everyday, affordable staples that generations quietly lived on, long before anti-inflammatory was a marketing word. You don't need to spend more to feel better. Very often, you need to spend smarter. And that's the whole heart of what we do at The Healthy Mail. It's a free newsletter where over 50,000 people get simple, science-backed, genuinely affordable ways to eat and feel better, without the hype and without anything to sell you. If this is your kind of thing, the link is in the description. Come join the family. And if you'd love these foods turned into actual meals you can cook tonight, I've packed over 180 recipes into the complete healthy eating bundle. Breakfasts, lunches, dinners, snacks, smoothies, even desserts, built around exactly these kinds of simple, affordable, nourishing ingredients. It's linked below, and newsletter subscribers get the best deal on it. So if you found this helpful, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.